What is going on, guys? Dragon Timberblade here, back with some more Elder Scrolls Legends. We're going to be taking Charm3r's Time to Fight Battlemage onto the ladder. It's kind of been all the rage at the moment. I've been seeing a lot of people play it with pretty much overwhelming success, so we wanted to give it a try. In addition to that, I also had built a deck a couple days ago in order to try and match up well against this deck, just because it's becoming so popular. You want to have answers to some of the popular decks. And I'm going to be showing that off probably tomorrow, so I wanted to have this deck shown first so that you guys can see, if you haven't already seen the deck, what we built the deck we're going to use tomorrow to go up against. So the overall mindset of this deck is go face as much as you possibly can. And when you're done going face, go face some more. And we might even be in a mirror match here, seeing who can go face more. And with the ring, we can Nord and Orc Clan Captain turn 1, which will set up for a really good Relentless Raider turn 2. The goal is normally, like you'd say, oh, 1-drop, let's play Raider on curve. But you want to be pushing as much damage as you can at all times. And this is a pretty awesome start, actually.
We stand united. Time to fight. Time to fight.
Just push both of them. Next turn, we could potentially pop a bunch of runes with Relentless Raider. We actually dumped most of our hand turn 1. If he had something like a Prophecy Firestorm, we're just incredibly sad. Perfect next turn draw would be something like Northwind Outpost. We don't get that. We get a Morkel. So we're just going to play this. And we're just going to start going in. Alright, that's a pretty good start. Turn 2, he's down to 18. We could Morkel next turn, which would start blocking this. Other great cards to draw.
The Nords must take back Skyrim.
That's a decent amount of stuff. Just turned into killing one clan captain, though. But it does take 3 damage off the board, potentially, for him. Now I could go for the Elit.
Close ranks, let nothing through.
But let's push as much damage as we can right now. I'm going to put him down to 11. And we have a guard in front of our Relentless Raider, which is where we want to be. Fun fact, I actually had 0 Relentless Raiders up until I crafted all of them for this deck. We have 2, 3, 4.
Honor and blood.
Push our damage. That'll be his first prophecy, which is okay, as long as it's not a firestorm.
Close ranks, let nothing through.
It's his own Morkel. Okay, and then we'll play Stormcloak Vanguard just to push as much damage as we can. Bring him down to 4. That puts us in range of Prophecy Bolt, and we have plenty of lethal all over the place here. Looking pretty good so far. We also kind of drew the nuts to start, though. I wonder what kind of deck he's playing. It looks like he wants to be super aggressive, but he hasn't played very much up to this point. Wonder why he's hanging on to a lot of these cards. Alright, he's gonna go for the Shield Breaker. Okay.
Close ranks, let nothing through.
He's gonna play another Morkel. Alright, so he's gonna try and swing this around now. Hit us for 7.
Honor and blood.
The day is mine.
There's a clan captain.
That was fought well. Honor and and blood. We stand.
Put that down.
A fine.
And just go face twice for the victory. So it looks like it was, I guess, a mirror. But he didn't really play much, so I don't really know what he was doing there. But we're going to take the first game. Let's go on and get another one after we open our 3-win rewards. Mage's Trick. Not anything too special, but let's hop on in and get another one, because that game went by super quickly. And that's the other benefit of this deck, and I think what appeals to a lot of people is not only is it a solid list that works pretty well, the games are over pretty quick. So if you lose quick. If you win quick, which means you're going to be laddering quickly in general, which I think appeals to a lot of people. It's also a fairly cheap list overall. Tons of commons. I think the most expensive thing to get is the Relentless Raiders. Other than that, it's not too bad. Looks like we started with a Lit, Nord Firebrand, Relentless Raider. That's not a bad starting hand. I think we will keep it. I think we'll actually ring out the Elit, so that we get as close as possible to popping a rune turn 2 for that.
Attack.
Alrighty. I mean, normally this list does not want to trade at all, so I think we're actually just going to ignore him.
Time to fight.
Unless he has his own Relentless Raider, I think we have the advantage in this situation. And maybe we even draw a second Relentless Raider, get incredibly lucky.
Talos.
Oh no, we'll see what he has.
The Nords must take back
That's Stormcloak
Sky.
Vanguard. I think we'll trade with. Okay.
I have no fear of you cowardly skeever.
Let's just get that face damage in. Next turn we can go Rampaging Minotaur, just to keep pushing damage. Could also go Corsair Ship, but I don't know about that.
Mora tests us. Fires Alduin.
Looks like he's going to be trading here, and he'll probably save the second one for
Time to fight.
this guy.
Fires of Alduin.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's play this down.
Trolls take you.
Like I said, you never want to trade, but if it's going to keep our Relentless Raider alive, I think it's a worthwhile trade. He's already used a raiding party and a charge, but this deck has so much charge, he should be able to take this out. Okay. That'll pop another rune for
The
us.
Nords must take back
And he will get to
Sky.
take out the Relentless Raider, unfortunately. But he's going to pass on popping a rune. Let's attack first. We'll go Rampaging Minotaur as well. Next turn we can Battle Mace on one of these guys, which will actually put us somewhat close to lethal. This guy is good because he has Breakthrough as well, in case your opponent puts up a charge to try and slow you down.
Mora tests us.
He's going to get to clean up. He's drawing all his raiding parties so far, I think. It's pretty awesome for him.
Fires Alduin.
Okay. We're just going to set up Corsair Ship. Slow turn, but going to help us hopefully push for lethal soon. I don't know why our opponent's not attacking. I think he may not want to give us resources, but at the same time, this deck doesn't need very many resources to get much done. Okay, it's going to push 4 over there.
I'm ready for anything.
We could Corsair Ship again.
Hand over the coin.
Hand over the coin.
I think we'll just take the slow turn, take some damage off the board. Next turn we can Corsair Ship and Sentinel Battle Mace. That'll put 8 on the board. Or it'll put 8 in his face instantly, putting us in range of a Bolt Victory. Which is, I think, a good place to be right now. He's avoiding attacking, which is kind of just... There we go. He's going to go for it now. Nord Firebrand is awesome, because now we have an extra 3 attack next turn.
I'm ready for anything.
That's going to push 12 next turn. So he'll actually be pretty close to lethal. And what can we do here? Well, if we go this, he'll be 2 attack. That'll be 6. Plus 4 is 10. Plus this would be lethal. So let's go for it.
The day is mine.
I mean, even if he gets a guard, I think we're okay. He can't guard both lanes.
Time to fight.
Play the orc. Play the battle mace.
A fine.
And that'll be able to push him through for lethal. These are quick games, so we're going to get one more. As you can see, basically the strategy is just go face at all costs unless you absolutely have to trade. Small trades like keeping your Relentless Raider alive, I guess, could be very, very good at times. Like if you're trading a Nord for your Relentless Raider, I think it's a quality trade just because your Relentless Raider pushes so much more damage over time. But in general, you want to avoid trading at all costs. But there are some fringe scenarios where you have to make the right play, where if you don't trade, you're probably going to wind up losing, but it's kind of difficult to weigh whether it's the right option or not. But let's get one more for today. I think we're doing a pretty decent job of showcasing what the deck wants to do. I was trying to go through the list and see if there's anything that I would want to change to make it my own kind of footprint. Dark Rebirth stands out to me, but the thing is, Dark Rebirth can do something like, let's say you swing with your Minotaur, you could Dark Rebirth and swing again to push extra damage in the same turn, so I think it's worth it in general. And I do agree with the 2 of instead of a 3 of. So it looks like we didn't find an opponent. So it kicked us back out. Let's get another one. All of these are understandable. Sharpshooter Scout's probably one of the weaker cards in the list. But at the same time, the ping damage could be useful, and it also goes face if you want it to. So it does a lot. Like, this is a very well put together list. Charmer knows what he's doing. I really can't think of many things that I would change. So it looks like we start off with an Elite, a Clan Captain, and a Corsair ship. I'll actually keep this. I don't know if Corsair ship's something you want to keep in your mulligan. Playing against Archer can be a little rough. Really anything with agility, just because of the curses that it has at its disposal. But we'll see how this rocks. We can push 6 damage next turn with Clan Captain. He's going to start fishing for curses, but at the same time, like I said, we want to be moving quickly. That sucks. He's going to pull Moonlight Werebat, which means we're going to have to probably play Battle Rage Orc into that next turn, which means we'll also be losing another card from this guy's Drain. We'll be losing the 4/1 more than likely. Not the Drain, the... what's it called? The Curse. He'll be fishing. So I think anything with agility that's running a Curse package is one of the tougher matchups for this. Also anything that's guard heavy, which you'll see in the list tomorrow.
They make it too easy.
Unfortunately, we have to take that damage off the healing off the board.
I'm ready for anything. Come at me. Talos.
I'm not going to lay down the Raider now because I know that he has another curse coming. I'll play the Raider next turn. He's only used 1 curse so far as well. I might even wait for him to use all his curses before playing the Raider. The only issue is, at the moment, he's ahead of us. But also, if he wants to get the Skulk off, he has to go face again. So he'll be popping up runes. That doesn't help us a ton, but it is good reach for later. Okay.
We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
I think he's going to wind up winning this race with us. We have no board clears. We can't really afford to trade with him.
Come at me.
What we could do here is Corsair ship, but that doesn't help a ton. I think this is one of the situations where we're going to use that Dark Rebirth to our advantage. snag us a sharpshooter scout.
My arrows shall fly true.
Which I guess we'll just go face with. And then next turn, he'll probably curse this down. We'll do 2, 4, 8. Not enough to kill him next turn without a prophecy bolt. But we're close. Obviously this is getting cursed. He's out of curses though, unless he generates some. This is our only hope right now. And I think that just sealed our fate. Unless, like I said, we get a nice prophecy bolt to go face with. And even then, I think it's a very iffy proposal.
As long as I draw breath.
Alright, this is probably going to be it. This is also good, though, because it shows you guys that while the list is incredibly powerful, it is not unbeatable.
There's nowhere they can hide.
With basically an unanswered skulk like we had here, you can shut this list down. Just comes down to kind of drawing the right cards. But we are going to lose this third one. I guess there was some merit to trying to trade to outdo the skulks there. But, like I said, it's one of the not ideal matchups is when your opponent has something fishing curses and they start with a skulk in hand, which quite often they tend to. But it's definitely an awesome list. A lot of people are using it to kind of sprint up the ladder, and I think I might be doing the same kind of off screen a little bit. I definitely suggest you give it a try if you haven't already. But that's going to be it for now, guys. As always, thank you all very, very much for watching. I'm Dragon Tamer Blade, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.